Mr. Speaker, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic, has made his name in Ghana and in the sub-region. It is therefore not surprising that the ECOWAS recognized him and gave him a title, Mr. Democrat. Mr. Democrat for the good works he's done for democracy. For over 40 years in public service, he distinguished himself, and the sub-region celebrated him. Mr. Speaker, the 8th Parliament, however, witnessed some unfortunate, sad situations. The loss of our colleagues, Honorable Philip Baswa of Kumewu, Honorable John Ampontua Kuma of Ejiso, as well as some 18 former members of Parliament and a former First Lady, Her Excellency Teresa Kufuor. Mr. Speaker, all these persons who were in public service passed on within the period, and I say, may their souls rest in peace. Mr. Speaker, in spite of the turbulence that the House witnessed in some few instances, my honorable colleagues in leadership and I worked so hard in ensuring that the business was conducted in a convivial and congenial atmosphere. This Parliament achieved notable legislative milestones, passing 41 bills, including Private Members' Bill, a first in our history. We facilitated the passage of 48 regulations and approved significant agreements and reports bolstering Ghana's socio-economic development. Furthermore, the 8th Parliament approved the nomination of His Lordship Justice Eni Yeboah for appointment to the high office of Chief Justice of the Republic, and after his retirement, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Saki-Tokonu took over. Mr. Speaker, the House, in all, vetted and approved 9 justices of the Supreme Court and 2 Chief Justices during a tenure. Mr. Speaker, under your leadership, you initiated the Visitors Program and the Citizens Bureau, and this strengthened public engagement and participatory democracy. Parliament also celebrated the 30th anniversary of parliamentary democracy and hosted international conferences such as the 66th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference and ECOWAS parliamentary sessions, which took place in my constituency, Efutu. These events reinforce Ghana's commitment to democratic principles and regional cooperation. This is an outstanding achievement in the quest to enhance our democratic governance. Mr. Speaker, in spite of all these great achievements strengthening the pillars of Parliament, we in the majority have some few challenges in the manner you handled the House. There were times that we felt you were partisan, and there were times that we felt you could prevail on our colleagues better in cooperating with us. There were times that we felt we were let down. But Mr. Speaker, as you always say, you cannot do it perfect and cannot get it perfect. You did the best as you could. It's our prayer, Mr. Speaker, that as we be notified of you presiding over the 9th Parliament and well placed in the east of this august House, we pray that the space you gave to the minority to allow the opposition to vent out its concerns, we will have say as you preside. We have no doubt on our mind that you will do that for us. Mr. Speaker, let me also, at this juncture, thank the parliamentary service staff. What would life be without them? What will life be for the MP of this parliament, the member of parliament of this 8th parliament? What will life be without them? They are the quiet councillors who are not recognized but make a lot of input to enrich debate and make us better in our legislative work. Mr. Speaker, from the clerks at table to all those who support you, every parliamentary staff, on behalf of the House.
Members, Second Deputy Speaker to take the chair.
This one too.
Afenyo-Markin.
Yes, leader, you may continue.
On behalf of my colleagues of this August House, I say a big thank you for your service and all you've done to help us become better than we think of ourselves. Mr. Speaker, somewhere last week, when my party was considering who should lead the House, I had cause to be worried over a few issues. An elder statesman spoke to me and told me, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. This is politics. I therefore would want to respond to my respected colleague, Dr. Casey Latte-Forson, by telling him that he should not take it personal. I know how it is. But if everybody is given the opportunity to tell his story, maybe you realize that others might have gone through worse situations. I do not think that it is appropriate to personalize issues and mention Honorable Godfred Jabu Adami by name for Hansen, as though he personally had an axe to grind. I would plead with you, let bygones be bygones. You know what some seniors on our side know. You know what some seniors on your side know. That everybody wish you well. So, it isn't the case that this government was such a bad government that they wanted you in jail at all costs. So please, let it slide. But I'm particularly happy that you sounded a word of caution that never again should such a thing happen in our body politics. Mr. Speaker, politics should be made attractive for those who want to wholeheartedly serve. Nobody should ever fear leaving government. Nobody should ever fear getting into government. If as a political class we mistreat ourselves, there will be nothing left for the governance of this country. I therefore would want to add my voice to the call you made, Honorable Forson, that we should have a better way of dealing with issues of alleged corruption, where we believe that somebody has committed a crime. We should allow due process of law to take effect. It is on this note that I condemn in no uncertain terms the establishment of a so-called committee called ORA. I hold the humble view that it is a needless committee. It has no constitutional backing, and this committee is only in for personal vendetta. If we allow this committee to continue with its so-called wild goose chase, it will disturb the governance of this country. We don't need any so-called aura. We have institutions of state. However unhappy we may be with their work, we must support them to do their work. We don't want people to be chasing people into people's houses, going into people's bedrooms, thinking that their government is in office, so they should chase people for so-called ill-gotten wealth. Let's allow Mr. Speaker, they should expect more from tomorrow. This is what, you can't take it. I've too spoke. Then you've been putting on my mic, disrupting me. I will speak. Yes, it will be longer than this. Mr. Speaker, Ghana has come of age, and I expect my friends in the NDC to know that it is not a populist agenda that makes a nation strong. It is due process of law that makes a nation strong. I regret that members of this hallowed chamber are advocates of this illegal, unconstitutional, so-called body called ORA. Mr. Speaker, let me remind my colleagues that the incoming minority caucus has a mantra, and I will disclose the mantra to them: touch one, touch all. We are not going to allow you to use unconstitutional means to shut us up, to frustrate people, to chase people into their homes. We will stand firm and collective in ensuring that we stop any injustice. Let us allow the laws of the country to work. Mr. Speaker, in 1996, the elections delivered 133 seats for the NDC and only 61 for the MPP. That was a minority of conscience, however many its minority was.
Yes, leader. Hold on. Yes.
Afenyo-Markin. Hurry up.
Okay,
You can't threaten us.
leader, let me see the seat to the speaker.
Honorable Wawe. Honorable Wawe. The cameras are seeing what you will do with your hand.
Mr. Speaker, thank you and welcome back. Mr. Speaker, the MPP incoming minority will not allow the NDC government to use illegalities and unconstitutional means to frustrate and abuse the rights of former appointees of the Akufo-Addo government. Our mantra is touch one, touch all. We will encourage the NDC majority to be guided by its promise to the people of Ghana and rather use its limited time in office, the 4 years, to bring development rather than chasing political opponents. The people of Ghana are expecting the e-levy to be abolished. The people of Ghana are expecting that cocoa prices for the farmer will be increased without delay. The Ghanaian people are expecting that taxes at our ports will be reduced significantly. The people of Ghana expect that only 60 ministers will get appointed into this new government. And the 60 ministers, Mr. Speaker, these are the breakdown. All 16 regions will have one. So if you have 16, you take 16 out, you are left with 44. Of the 44, Mr. Speaker, once upon a time, ASK Bagbin, as he then was, as minority leader at this very dispatch box, said soon and very soon, the MPP will soon see him and know him when he was seconding the motion for Alajete's consideration as Speaker. You haven't seen anything yet. You keep quiet and listen. Soon and very soon, you will see the true politics here. So you relax. But you would hear me. We heard at all. You will hear me. Mr. Speaker, now if you take away 16 ministers from the 60, the regional minister, you are left with 44. Obiniyem. The 44 left. You can only take about 25 from Parliament. 25 from Parliament. 25 out of the 180 something. Mr. Speaker, there is going to be redundancy in this House. And very soon, Mr. Speaker, the majority leader would experience the moment that, Mr. Speaker, you refer to as majority leader, look behind you, your back is empty. Very soon, your members who will become redundant will not come into this chamber. And there you will see that the minority that you think we are mini minority will become the majority. Mr. Speaker, I am not a prophet, neither am I a seer. But this thing I can foresee that is going to happen. Mr. Speaker, even the MPs who will not get positions, there are other non-MPs who are looking for board appointments. So you won't even get board appointments. You won't get it. You are going to be more redundant. Now, your foot soldiers will be coming to you for employment. They will be coming to you for support.
Honorable Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker,
we are talking about the 8th Parliament.
Mr. Speaker,
Closing remarks of the 8th Parliament.
Mr. Speaker, I took forces.
You are talking about.
Mr. Speaker, I told that today is a ceremonial day. I prepared a beautiful ceremonial speech. And I told Leader Emeritus that all the time Atu would depart. He took advantage of a ceremonial speech to lambast my government. And you think I should keep quiet? No, you won't get. I'm in the dispatch box. You see, you guys cannot take it. We sat quietly and allow you to punch us. You can't take it. Mr. Speaker has even come to your rescue. I'm not done. I won't finish now. Sit down.
Honorable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, because of your intervention.
Please.
Mr. Speaker, because of your intervention. Mr. Speaker is my father. That is why I'm obliging him. Even of all he did for you people, he wanted to stage a coup against you. Some of you didn't want him to come again. Mr. Speaker, it is true. And if they dare me, I'll mention names. Yes. Some of you didn't want Mr. Speaker back. Of all that he did for you to get power, you wanted to remove him. It took the prayers of our side. It took the prayers of our side to get Mr. Speaker back to this house. It took our prayers to get Mr. Speaker back. Some of you wanted to stage a coup against him. Challenge me. Take a Bible or Quran and use it to defend yourself and let's see. Yes. Mr. Speaker, by the grace of God, you are back. By the grace of God, you are back. It pains some of them. You are back. So, Mr. Speaker, I shall conclude by wishing all of us well. For those of you who are getting out of Parliament, please, the younger ones from both sides of the aisle, please don't give up public service. There are mistakes we all make. Go back to the drawing board, get closer to the people, and relaunch yourself back into public service. For those of you who are retiring, please avail your experience to the young ones. The young ones will need to learn from you, and I will plead with you to make yourselves available. Mr. Speaker, to all colleagues one more time, I know that my time as Majority Leader was not all perfect. For those of you I wronged, anything I did that made you unhappy, I am sorry. Let it slide. Let's move on as colleagues. And let's pray for a brighter day for our Parliament. I thank you all, and I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for guiding me in this, my political journey. God bless us. Merci beaucoup.